Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Environmental Coffee House. I'm your host, Sandy Shellis. And tonight we have Last Week in Collapse, and it is not an easy night. Excuse me. I got a bit of a cough. We are we're going through 2024. And I have no videos, nothing. We are going through everything. It's tough. At the end of what I do, I will have some support networks to show you. Hang on a second. God damn. Must be all the cat hair. All right. So I want to say hi to Karen Reese, and I'm glad you're here. And I hope you're feeling well. And hello, everybody else. But we got to get started. Bella and Kim, thank you for moderating. Jean, thank you for moderating. Hello, Lori. Hello, Hans and Greta. And it's just great. And Karen, I'm really glad you're here, but we've got to get started with this. Okay. I have to get started with this. There is just, hang on a second, just too much to go through. And I hope my voice makes it through. I'm going to work my hardest to make it through. Questions, put a Q in front. Hang on a second. Okay. Last year in Collapse, this is the index. This is the index. And it is not easy. Like I said, I went through this. I actually didn't want to go through it. I really wanted to read it with you. Not read it, but I had to. Because I wanted to like be awakened to all the stuff that's happening with you. But here we go. And I am so sorry about this cough. I'm not sick anymore, really, just tired. 2024 is over. You made it through the year. Yeah, I think we should have an applause for that. Okay. Not everybody. Not everybody. I don't know, maybe I should start with this. Not everybody made it through the year. Nope. One more got killed. Israel killed Alam in Gaza yesterday. She was a nurse journalist documenting the genocide in Gaza. Not a combatant. They targeted her on the way to a hospital. So not everybody made it. She just made it through. Okay? All right. RIP to so many, because that we have not forgotten, although it seems to be out of the news cycle. Below you can find all 52 Last Week in Collapse entries for 2024, plus the special end of the year edition. Okay, in clickable internet archive of Reddit posts. Besides each edition, there is a non-exhaustive summary of some of each week's highlights, and here we go. Ready? Now, I've decided that we're going to have a little background music for this. Okay? All right. Because it's how I feel. So let's get that ready. January 1st to 6th, 2024. Dismal economic forecast. The IUCN, and just let me show you what that is. That is it's the more than 46,300 species are threatened with extinction. So I wanted to show you that website. They adjusted and they added tens of thousands of tree species. Drought, Darien Gap, migrant numbers, explosions in Iran. Ethiopia recognizes Somaliland. Large victories for Myanmar's rebels. Gaza situation worsens. January 7th to the 13th, 2024. Snow loss. Cliffs. Record January temperatures, PFAS in ocean currents, microplastic in protein, cholera statistics, civil war in Ecuador, Tunisia expels migrants, undocumented mining, the ICJ, and I'll show you that, the International Court of Justice. They hear genocide arguments against Israel, 2024 Global Risks Report, January 14th to 20th, 2024, failed efforts to preserve rhinos, flooding in southern Africa, bottom trawling, riparian iron poisoning, arsenic in Bangladesh's water, stagflation, attacks on Red Sea shipping, North Korea's alleged underwater nuclear test, January 21st to 27th. More January temperature records, 7.1 earthquake in Xinjiang, Canadian tar sands pollution, UN declares measles emergency, Methuselah microbes, Panama Canal water levels drop more, AI concerns, Mexican gang battle, standoff at Eagle Pass, the UAE blamed for supplying weapons to Sudanese rebels. January 28th to February 3rd. Terrible flooding in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, climate deniers, record Alaska snowfall, long-term brain fog, syphilis in the U.S., fentanyl emergency in Oregon, penguins die from the bird flu, Egyptian debt, and here is the economic community of, here, about us. I want to show you who they are, first of all. Oh, God. The heads of state and government of 15 West African countries, God damn it, established the Economic Community of West African States. So that's who they are, okay? All right, so they had a shakeup. Record migrants in the Canaries, farmers' protests, and dronification of warfare continues. February 4th through 10th. AMOC weakens. 1.7 C above the baseline. Chilean wildfires. Collapse of monarch butterfly populations in Mexico. Homelessness hits record levels. Bird flu spreads. Chinese hacker collective. Bombings in Pakistan. Israel bombs Rafah ahead of a ground invasion. Zashuni replaced in command, and our collapse subreddit survey results. That is our collapse. 500,000 subscribers on Reddit to our collapse. And you think about that. 500,000 people drop in the bucket with 8 billion people on this planet, right? February 11th to 17th, 2024, Keeling Curve, landslides, famine, mega fires. BC's first case of CWD, which is chronic wasting disease. Our collapse was mentioned in doom-scrolling documentary. Advances on Goma, Haiti's most violent month so far ends. Albania dies. Democracy Index 2023, and Azerbaijan positions for another war. February 18th to 24th. A very wet winter in England. Glaciers melt. Nanoplastics in bottled water, cholera. Weakened blood-brain barriers. American polarization. M23 gang violence. Ammo shortage in Ukraine. Military mobilizations intensify. February 25th to March 2nd. Mexico City drought. Methane emissions. Annual CO2 figures. Phytoplankton. Dengue in Argentina, obesity, food prices increase, public executions in Afghanistan, Gaza deaths exceed 30,000. Risks from shadow banks grow, AI bots multiply. March 3rd through 9th, fish stocks shrink, droughts, global reserve outlook 2024, COVID, virus fragments, microplastics in placentas, Canada's dysfunction worsens. China increases defense spending 7%, heavy weapons use in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Global Terrorism Index comes out 2024, March 10th through 16th. Climate Risk Assessment Report, Shell abandons 2035 targets. Bubonic plague death in New Mexico. Long COVID symptoms grow. Cocoa hits record prices. Bengaluru water shortage. Global arms sales grow. Starvation in Gaza. Riots in Nigeria. NATO's largest drill in 30 years. And the 2024 Threat Assessment Report. March 17th through 23rd. Record heat. Flooding in Indonesia. World Water Development Report 2024. Plastics in the oceans. Bovine ephemeral fever. World population projections. Civilian reprisals in Myanmar. Milei takes the presidency in Argentina. And then there's a terror attack in Moscow. The Kreistig. I was trying to do that right, which means get ready for war. German. Warnings about revolution. Kreistig. I had even tried to pronounce it with a pronunciation software. Heat end 24th to 30th. Heat index, bird flu in cows, cyclogamine, melting ice, algal blooms, ADHD and brain rot, mammoth food waste. CoviNet is launched. Advertising opportunities on the moon. Francis Scott Key Bridge collapses. World enters pre-war era. Venezuela claims most of Guyana. March 31st to April 6th. 7.2 earthquake off Taiwan. A geoengineering attempt, heat waves, mega drought, 2023 disasters report, reproductive troubles mount, microplastics go everywhere. Israel uses AI to help make targeting decisions. Russia reportedly uses chemical weapons in Ukraine. Haiti is shredded by violence. April 7th through 13th. River pollution, El Nino. European court rules against Switzerland's climate policies. Mali heat wave kills 100 plus. Great Barrier Reef is bleached more. Glen Canyon water levels sink. Bird flu in New York City. Cholera scare. Haiti's transition council assembles. Russian army grows. Famine. Conscription. Nope, take that back. Slavery in Myanmar. April 14th to 20th, flash floods, wetlands dry up, lightning storms, new strain of monkeypox identified in the DRC, blackouts in Sierra Leone and in Ecuador and in Nigeria, underwater hybrid warfare, Chinese maritime excursions, Sudan's war, it turns 1 year old. April 21st through 27th, heat scale adjusted, Athenian dust storm, last chance tourists, burning mountains of trash. Bangladesh's water gets saltier. Bird flu found in milk. Shadow banking grows. Balochistan insurgency grows. Reports of Burkina Faso massacre. Authoritarianism. April 28th to May 4th. Palm oil. Flooding in Kenya. Desertification. Fat hail, fish die off, dangers of vaping, dengue outbreak in Brazil, fuel shortages, escalating conflict, immigration fears grow, 2023 explosive weapons report, siege of El Fasher in Sudan. May 5th to 11th, El Nino climaxes. Venezuela loses its last glacier. Warm blob, the mega slump grows. More heat records, superbug, expulsion of Afghans. Globalization crumbles, espionage. Ukraine recruits convicts for its army. May 12th to 18th, 2024. Venezuelan wildfires, new temperature records, carbon prices. Pricing, 2024 World Migration Report, Internal Displacement Report, PTSD, Cryptosporidium, assassination attempt on Slovakia's Prime Minister, protest in New Caledonia, Putin gears up for endless war. May 19th through 25th, land degradation, fish stocks plummet, droughts, microplastics in seafood, bird flu in Australia, ICC issues arrest warrants for Gaza and Israel, International Criminal Court. Attempted coup in DRC, threats to Canada report, Texas, Mexico water war, ethnic insurgency in Myanmar. May 26th to June 1st. Cyclone Ramal, new heat records in Delhi, mega landslide in Papua New Guinea, COP29 slogan unveiled, Mexico City water doomsday nears, junkie carbon offsets, El Fasher situation worsens, Russian strikes continue, German recession. June 2nd through 8th, Svalbard warms, monsoon in Sri Lanka, Kashmir glacier collapse, EU Parliament election, biodiversity loss, American debt rises, monkeypox, Haitian violence, Gaza beyond crisis levels, Ukraine operating against Russia in Syria, arms sales. June 9th to 15th, landslides in India, Sicilian drought, bird flu cases expand, rogue antibodies in COVID, economic troubles in Nigeria and elsewhere. But then there's the Global Peace Index 2024, hybrid war, land rush for farmland, ceasefire and suffering in Lebanon and Gaza. June 16th to 22nd, flooding in Gulen, farmland degradation, heat stroke, economic cost of pandemics, 2024 review of World Energy Report, monkeypox report, Ecuador blackout, terrorism concerns, conscription squads, refugee camps in Goma, Houthi rebels sink a Greek ship, war in Gaza. June 23rd to 29th, 2024, power outages, coral bleaching, intertropical convergence zone, ITCZ, is pushed northward. North Carolina drought, wildfires, AMR, long COVID lifespan adjustment, lithium demand projections, Chinese coal demand, Nairobi protests, Israel-Lebanon cross-border attacks grow, starvation. June 30th to July 6, 2024, Hurricane Beryl, Alaska melts, Amazon wildfires, rising government debts worldwide, Moderna developing bird flu vaccine, Chinese bank takeovers, stampede in India, SCOTUS grants broad presidential immunity, Islamist suicide bombings, phase 4 and 5, famine in Sudan. July 7th through 13th, flash droughts, attempted assassination of Trump, geoengineering debate, PFAS hotspots, wildfire risks, biodiversity migrations, COVID wastewater data, icebreaker agreement, South Korea deploys laser defense system, large Russian attack across Ukraine, tanks in Gaza. July 14th to the 20th. Deoxygenating water bodies, Alberta wildfires, perfluorocarbons, flooding, landslides, groundwater depletion, H5N1, mental health risks of doom scrolling. Polio in Gaza, violent Bangladesh protests, Russian sabotage in Poland, large Israeli retaliations. July 21st through 27th, hottest day on earth. Typhoon Gami, flooding in Ethiopia kills 200 plus, State of World's Forests 2024, coal, PFAS in pesticides, food insecurity problems, another long COVID study, rebel advances in Myanmar, and drones over Ukraine. July 28th, August 3rd, methane emissions, India flooding, Earth Overshoot Day 2024, crazy Antarctica temperatures, monkeypox in DRC, bioplastic dangers, elevated global cancer risks, violent conflict, atrocities in Sudan, Somalia beach massacre, Venezuela election. August 4th to 10th, 2024, Storm Debbie, the world's worst heat wave, Amazon dry season, heat waves, California wildfire, Swiss glaciers melt, Klebsiella, pneumonia, superbug warning, household debts rise, COVID wastewater testing shutting down, authoritarianism in Tunisia, Chinese satellites, shelling in Sudan, Ukraine's Kursk offensive begins. August 11th to 17th, State of the Wildfires Report. Hottest July on record statistics, flooding, tipping points compilation, Africa. CDC declares monkeypox emergency, rare earth mineral demand, fire at Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, 100 plus Russian soldiers surrender, deteriorating women's rights in Afghanistan. August 18th through 24th. Feedback loops, drought, Thwaites study, retrospective on mass snow crab die-off, monkeypox in Philippines and Pakistan, microplastics linked to dementia, deficits grow, bankruptcies rise, massacres in Sudan, Hamas, Hezbollah, IDF strikes, shadow tankers and nuclear fears. August 15th, 25th to 31st, water shortages, most humid summer on record, Fish die off in Greece. Doomy report on Great Barrier Reef. Debt, long COVID workforce, burnout, humanitarian aid blocked in Gaza. Nuclear proliferation fears. Wagner retracts men from Africa. September 1st through 7th, rivers dry, flooding in South Sudan refugee camps. Savannification, Nigeria's oil shortage, plastic burning, cholera distribution changes, crackdown on global political opposition, global demoralization worsens. September 8th to 14th, ecocide arguments, coal mining grows, record wildfires, bitter famine, monkeypox vaccine arrives in the DRC. Government debt. Iran gives ballistic weapons to Russia. Alleged Ethiopian military operations inside Somalia. Sudan grows more complicated as both sides triangulate the war. September 15th to the 21st. Earth fails to meet the climate goals. Wildfires. Retreat of the Thwaites Glacier. Care deserts. Power outages. Israel synchronized pager attack against Hezbollah. Pokrovsk assault identifies more. Islamic attack in Mali. Starvation. September 22nd to 28th. Ocean acidification, zombie storms, geoengineering proposals, wildfires in South America, lakes dry up, COVID's impact on aging, opioids, Canada's crime rate hits 20-year high, Israel-Hezbollah conflict escalates a lot, homelessness, and Ukraine nears its breaking point. September 29th to October 5th. Hottest September for many. Flooding in Nepal. More climate can kicking. Supply chain sustainability report, long COVID's link with digestive system, microplastics hotspots, mass shootings escalation in the Middle East. October 6th through 12th, Hurricane Milton, World Wildlife Federation report, St. Petersburg, Florida flooding, State of the Climate report 2024, BP backpedals its climate pledges. Bird flu infected cattle left rotting in California. Monkeypox in Uganda prison. Worklessness. Terrorism. North Koreans go to Donbass and Earth's inevitable trajectory. October 13th to 19th. La Nina warnings. Wildfires, mental health problems, biodiversity sanctuaries compromised. PFAS, heat records, fuel shortage in Nigeria, arms embargo installed on Haiti, Russian crackdown on child-free lives, bullshit jobs, and the importance of community. October 20th to 26th, Tropical Storm Tremi, AMOC risks reassessed, COP Biodiversity Conference starts. Cuba's situation worsens. Water scarcities, BRICS ambitions to de-dollarize the world. Immune exhaustion, gang violence, Gaza as a living hell. Russian-Ukraine meat grinder grinds on. October 27th to November 2nd. Flash floods in Spain. Ecological threat report. Flash drought. Record temps. Australian climate report. Wildfires. Ocean heat. DDT. Plastics. U.S. dollar debt. Israel strikes in Lebanon. Ukraine borders mobilization. War crimes in Sudan and drought. November 3rd to 9th. Accelerated water cycle. Amazon drought, raining PFAS, food prices rise, German recession continues, devastating smog in India, Pakistan, 20% plus people with long COVID, Trump elected with commanding victory, terrorism in Pakistan, women's rights decline, drone attacks, and the misery of war. November 10th through 16th, Windthrow, collapsing fish stocks, anti-malaria drug resistance grows, monkeypox remains concerning, or Mpox. Boko Haram battle, protests, large-scale conscription in Myanmar, continuous destruction in Gaza, and the Resilience Index. November 17th through 23rd. Groundwater depletion, glacial geoengineering, ocean temperatures, post-viral fatigue, which is what I have. Dengue spreads, Blackouts continue. Cyber attack warnings. Revenge against society. Attack warning. Slavery in Sudan. Conflict intensity index report. ATACMS, which are weapons made in the United States, used to hit Russia. Submarine cables cut in the Baltic Sea. November 24th to 30th. Tipping point nears for polar ice. Global wine production hits 60-plus year lows. Iraq feels terrible drought. Petrol shortage, food waste, warnings about bird flu and viral reassortment. Beginning of Assad's regime collapse. Child soldier recruitment in Haiti. Femicide, record Russian casualty in Ukraine. December 1st through 7th. Ice-free Arctic warnings, flooding, land degradation warnings, extinction warnings, global forest disturbances, enshittification and brain rot, long COVID symptoms, H5N1 mutations, blackouts, Bitcoin bypasses 100,000, hybrid interference, manpower needs grow in Europe, December 8th through 14th. The 2024 Arctic Report Card. Permafrost melting, ghost extinctions. Coal production hits new highs. Water wars in Sicily. The plastosphere. Muscle fatigue and long COVID. Coffee prices soar. Resource nationalism. Global malaria report 2024. Massacre in Haiti. Slaughter in Sudan. Imminent death in Gaza. Syria taken over by rebels. December 15th through 21st. Cyclone Cheeto, drought, biodiversity troubles, social cost of carbon. Future death of Antarctica. 50 million plus non-reported COVID cases over years. Magdeburg attack, Gaza starvation, new Ukrainian laser weapon. December 22nd through 29th, 2024. Oil spill in Peru, environmental crisis in Mayotte, bird flu panic, long COVID, AI fears, giant Mozambique prison break, South Korea plane crash, Afghan-Pakistan skirmishes, plane crash in Kazakhstan, wartime mindset, Arctic contamination. December 30th to the end. Doomsday preparation. Illegal minor armies, Arctic vegetation's warming effects, glacial melt, COVID turns 5, helplessness, economic anxieties, Afghans' anti-woman extremism, sexual slavery, terrorism, LNG cutoff, hospital attacks, norovirus, and a look back at last year's predictions. So I'm not going to go through the rest of what they wrote, but this person who stays anonymous says thank you for everything what they do online, and all the links will be in the show notes. And I am going to go on to quickly give you some support because I know this is really hard material and there's a lot. And in 2025, we sure as hell will have a lot to talk about. And like I said, we're going to have more to talk about than the orange turd. So I want to show you that there are places to go when you feel overwhelmed. Okay. Collapse Club, the Deep Adaptation Forum, Living Resilience with Dean, Collapse Acceptance Alliance with weekly Zooms. And there are different kinds of workshops and Planet Titanic Human Extinction Cafe, Deep Adaptation Disaster Survivors Circle, and the Post-Doom Bloom. And that's Karen Perry. Please, I implore you to email Karen Perry or Dean Walker, actually. Either one. So there are the UUs for Collapse Acceptance and Awareness. There's a Facebook group. I know the Unitarian Universalists are doing that. I know everybody hates Facebook now that Zuckerberg is making it fact check free, but it's been like that anyway. And we're still keeping, I talked with Jonathan this weekend, and we're still keeping the Facebook page. and leading through collapse. And of course, us, me, my team, and our shows, which actually can bring you a lot of sorrow and sometimes a lot of joy. Sometimes you can find meaning in the unfolding collapse. And we can bring you joy at times, because while there may be a lot of things that are happening that are horrible, okay, there's also a lot of people that are doing amazing things on this planet. Okay, like really amazing things. And so I want to bring you them too. Okay, because I think it's important to have that. So I'm going to turn off the music, since I don't know if it annoyed you or not. Nobody said anything, but yeah. Okay, Alex, how about this? But Alex, what's happening in the coming year? All right, here we go. Where's Alex's comment about flushing last year? Here we go. Can we flush last year in its entirety? That means we have to proactively flush this year, but we'll flush last year. Bye-bye 2024. Goodbye 2024. We won't miss you. It's just that the more time goes on, the older I get. I don't love that. I really don't. Okay, so we went through a lot. It's a lot to handle. And I know that we don't have the biggest crowd on the planet here, because it is a lot to handle. People don't want to deal with this. And I had to make note. I had to do a note card tonight, because I have things I want to talk about. I want to talk a little bit about the fires in California. And I have been watching videos of the 1961 fire that destroyed homes in Bel Air from the Santa Ana winds. And of course, I'm using that video to counter the misinformation, clueless morons on social media that want to say that it's due and HAARP. And if you simply watch the video, which I'll put the link in the show notes, watch the video of what happened in 1961. There was no HAARP. There was no directed energy weapons. So what was the excuse then? And by the way, it's not just the right-wing clueless morons, okay? I see now that there are people on the left trying to find every single reason to downplay climate change. It's arson. It's arson. It's arson. Okay. There's always going to be people that take advantage of every situation and do shitty things like arson, like looting, okay? But in 1961, the Santa Ana winds were 50 miles per hour winds. That was the highest gusts. These were hurricane force winds, different month. That was November. It's January. It's happening out in California. The climate is changing, and we have overshot our boundaries, okay? Our planetary boundaries are stretched to the limit, and we've hit the tipping points. Just go look at the Planetary Boundary Report by Potsdam, Johann Rockstrom, which I've gone over. Okay? Just read Overshoot by William Catton and learn just what's really happening on this planet. But they want to kick and scream and not realize the enormity of what we've done to the planet. And I even saw people on a left podcast saying things like, oh, it's the Oath Keepers and they are starting the fires because they want to make problems, blah, blah, blah. For God's sakes. It's just getting worse. And when you watch that video and you look at 1961, where they were building, they had just started encroaching up there, like in the 50s in the mountains. There are so many places that are empty in California. And look at that. My green screen is all screwed up. You can see my wall. All right. Anyway, there's so many places in California that were empty, right? Now, every square inch in LA, of all the mountains everywhere, every square inch is developed and built. The contractors are greedy. The board of, the town planning boards, all of it. And everybody wanted to move. In 61, the one video I watched is 3,000 people a month were moving to LA. Well, I think pretty soon it's going to be 3,000 or more trying to get the hell out of there. But we've really just, we've stretched the limit. And anybody that doesn't want to understand that, the hell is wrong with my camera? Sorry, I fixed it. Now it's broken again. Anybody that doesn't want to deal with the shit that's going on and they want to find any possible way to make any other reason, okay? Any other reason for what's happening. It's sad. It's really, really sad because we have to come to acceptance. And even the people that lost their homes, they're going to have to accept what's going on there. People are talking about rebuilding. They're carrying little kids, little babies. What shot do these kids have in the future? What is going to happen? I know. Oh, geez, Sand, you're sounding so like a nihilist doomer. But I look at this stuff that's happening. And while there are amazing people, and I love them, and they're trying, and they're always going to try, right? And we'll highlight them, and I will bring them on as guests, and we will have these amazing people come. But when I think of the future and I look at what's happening now, I don't think it's, I just don't think that these little ones are going to have the easiest time, put it that way. I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, we're going extinct in 2026. I know that, that's all kinds of crap, but it's not me. But it's very, very difficult to see all these people that lost their homes and they want to rebuild. And people have to realize they cannot rebuild 10,000 square feet and 20,000 square feet homes on a quarter of an acre or less. This has to stop. It has to stop. But how is it going to stop? Is anybody really going to make the changes? Are we going to get a degrowth economy? Are the changes going to happen? Is anybody really understanding this? The fact that I saw that lefty channel with everybody trying to figure out every reason possible for the fires, instead of what the real bottom line is. And you saw my video with Peter Kalmus pretty much crying about this. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. We have to see what happens. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people are out of homes. We saw what happened in North Carolina. Climate migration is happening right in the United States, and we are on the precipice of a fascist takeover. So 2025, if I don't get dragged out of my home kicking and screaming for what I do here with less than 5,000 subscribers, we will report on it. Because all the other channels are going to report on the orange turd and all the things happening. Okay? Now, we're going to segue. Friday, guess who's coming to dinner? No, guess who's coming on together? Jim Massa and Elliot Jacobson are going to be together on Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We haven't really fleshed out everything yet. We're in the process of fleshing out what that discussion is going to look like. I don't really want to script it too much. I really don't. It's the first time these two are together, and I think it's pretty much going to be epic. And I'll probably let them go at it, but we've had some ideas of what we want to talk about, and stay away from, for the most part, stay away from politics. Stay away from the orange turd as much as possible. Maybe talk about their respective disciplines in relation to what's happening. It's up to them. Okay? Alex, he's fine. He's in Santa Barbara. And right now he's fine anyway. Yeah. No, I really don't. I know I don't. But they want a little direction. Everybody does that comes on. I mean, I'm sorry. I can't help myself. They want a little direction. So you tell I didn't wash my hair today. I was too lazy. So I decided, okay, here we go. We look like the Earth Mama here. All right. So that is Friday night. And then tomorrow's Left Past 10, and I will be with Matt, Andrea, and Jake. Let's hope Jake is back. Unscripted show, Letter Hack channel, and I just stream it on my channel. A lot of people don't come. They get mad. They don't like it because I know I've had comments when I restream it and people come and they say, hey, I came for doom and climate change. What's this shit? I don't want to hear politics. We don't always talk about politics, and we don't script it. We just talk about whatever we want. But there you go. That's that. And then after that, Sunday, I have another surprise. Guess who's joining me for Pajama Sunday? And I told Antonio Reed. And Antonio Reed is doing a show called Assuring the Uninsured, an era of climate crisis. And he has presented, he's prepared a presentation. It's going to be really good. Sunday, 11 a.m. Sunday. He's coming in his pajamas. Well, he says he doesn't have pajamas. I said, you can't come in your birthday suit. So t-shirt it is, I'm sure there's people here that would love to see Antonio in his birthday suit. Okay, enough said. I'm being silly now. All right, so that's this week. And the week after, I have a guest, but I'm not going to tell you who it is yet, David Mitchell, but he's an idea guy, all right? And in February, Ivana Trump will be back. And I think she's going to have a conversation with good old Donald after he takes the presidency here. So that should be fun, actually, right? Ivana coming back to visit us? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think, I don't know, I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. Okay, and here is the last thing. Everything that happens here, if I get super chats, and I'm not telling you to give me super chats, but any super chats from now on and whatever YouTube sends me in January is going to the Pasadena Animal Shelter. I'm going to make a donation in Environmental Coffee House in our name. And I really don't make a lot from YouTube, but they'll make a deposit. I mean, they hate me, really. YouTube hates me. Pretty much none of my videos are ever monetized because some of them, but I always get the message, even afterwards, they'll say, not suitable for advertisers. I'm like, what? You don't have advertisers that could advertise? I don't know. Think of what could they advertise? I don't know. But so that's going to happen. The donation will be made, and I'll show you what I do. Okay, because I think it's really important, and Jane Von Dess had put a post out about that, and then I saw what they're doing, and they're reuniting animals with their owners. There was, I think it was over 250 dogs that needed fostering. They put the call out, and it took 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and they got 250 foster homes. And they are starting to send animals other places when they can. I mean, you don't have any idea how much I wish I could foster a dog. I would do it from around here, but I can't with 8 cats and my disabilities. And when I said earlier post-viral syndrome, when I was reading that, that's what my doctor said I have, because I've been feeling so fatigued. It doesn't last forever. I didn't have COVID. I had the flu, some kind of flu, like twice. I was sick for how many weeks, but I did the show. I mean, I showed up, right? But anyway, but if you want to make a donation for me to do that, do it on PayPal. It's in the links, because I can just transfer that right into whatever, this my savings account, which is never has any money in it. So anything that goes in it is going to be for Pasadena. And that's basically the show tonight. I mean, it's a short one. I really, really want you guys to reach out if anybody gets overwhelmed, sad, depressed, needs help. I brought Carolyn on. I'll bring her back, but I'll give you resources. I'll try my best to help, because I know that I need it. Tonight really was hard. I kind of was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm canceling. I'm not doing it. And I know Last Week in Collapse is one of the most difficult shows to do on Tuesday night. And I don't know if I can do it every Tuesday night. We'll see. So let's see what you guys are saying. And just know, really, if you do want to. Yeah, all right. They all are. They can hate you and pay you a tiny bit at the same time. Right? Nothing personal. Yeah. I'm not acceptable to advertisers. The advertisers, they don't like reality. They want puppies and kittens and just or politics. I mean, I don't know if the political channels get demonetized, but they don't like me. Thank you for the resources. The reality of what's happening is hard. Yeah, I'll put links up, and I'm going to have more links, because it's important, and bring people back that do support our mental health. Those of us that understand this big picture, those of us that are not trying to say, oh, it's arson. The LA fires that took 10,000 plus homes, that had 100 plus mile an hour hurricane force winds. No, it's arson. It's the Proud Boy. Oh, it's the Oath Keepers, Sorry. Everybody's losing their mind, because it's probably one of the hardest things to say, hey, we fucked up. It's hard for people to do that. It's hard for everybody to do that. But when you learn how to say, hey, I screwed up, and I've learned, hey, I've screwed up a zillion times. My gosh, no matter how hard I try here, there's always something plastic, or there's always something, that's not earth friendly. It's just not possible. Not in this world. You try. I mean, from the bullshit plastic straws, the paper straws, the green. I'm going to be doing a show on greenwashing, because I got the idea today. The straws that are paper, and then you put it in the plastic cup, or you go to the grocery store, and if you stand at the the counter. They'll wrap something. I was watching this the other day. They'll wrap somebody, not the other day, like 2 weeks ago when I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago when I went to a grocery store. They they were wrapping the food for the person in paper, right? But then you walk down the aisle. I think I've told you this, and every other thing is wrapped in heavy plastic, thick plastic. It's not just plastic wrap, it's plastic containers. Where do they go? Exponential fuck up. That's what it is. Trust me, I'm cursing because I know already this ain't going to be monetized. All right, let's see here. If you had a million people, you'd make them watch Environmental Coffee House. Yeah, then they would cry. Sometimes it's really hard for me. I thought I might tonight. I really did, but I pinched myself. So grateful for you in Environmental Coffee House, all the way here in India, and I'm the only doomer I know in real life. It's bizarre how people are going about their lives. Oh, Ashwini, so nice to have you here. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. It's beautiful. Your country, beautiful people. Thank you for being here. I really do. It was on my bucket list. All right. Well, here we are. 8 minutes to an hour. Thank you for another great show. Maybe some liberal progressive prepper company would be awesome, good fit for an advertiser. You never know. I should write to YouTube and say, hey, listen, put the, who advertises on the prepper channel? Yeah, really. Who advertises on those channels? Oh, by the way, I am definitely going to try to do some kind of fundraiser for raised beds after we take care of the Pasadena Animal Shelter. I've decided I have to, because I can't do it myself. I just barely scraped together my taxes that are coming up. Oh, and I've been complaining about the mice in the dead one and whatever. I have to eat it and hire an exterminator. I got the estimate. They are going to do a shit boatload of work, but I have to take out a loan. Have to. I can't live like this. So I have to do it. My house, if I showed you the pictures of the rot and the holes and the mess that my place is, where like now I realize I'm surprised I don't have an army living upstairs, but I don't know, So I have to do that. And the mold cups are going out, but I'm going to wait to do the radon, because somebody said, why do radon now when you got all this cold air in your basement from all these holes that you have to fill? But the guy that was he was young, the exterminator, was 6'4", so I had him stuff up a hole in the basement. I said, you're tall. And then at the same time, I had him spray the hole up in my closet in my bedroom with the mouse repellent shit. I said, hey, listen, while you're here, why don't you do this for me? You're 6'4". Took advantage of it. This kid loved me. We sat and talked for quite a while, and he actually gave me 15% off because he said I was so cool, and he was cool. And believe it or not, he was raised Jehovah's Witness. Completely not anymore. He completely understands everything. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. So I've got a really cool exterminator. And the kid is going to do all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. Oh, look at that. Thank you. $4.99 towards the Pasadena Animal Shelter. Thank you. That's wonderful. Listen, Karen, we think about you all the time. Climate change, the most fought phenomenon on our planet. Ain't that right? You just take care of your health, sister. We love you and we need you. Okay? Everybody, healing karma for Karen, because we really love her. And yeah, she's been with me as long as Kim, on the Facebook page, which, like I said, I hate Fuckerberg, but me and Jonathan talked for about an hour on Sunday and decided to keep going on with the page and trying to educate as many people as we can, because without fact checking, we are one of the most factual Facebook pages probably on that whole stinking place. that whole platform. So if we leave, we're just giving up a place where people can come and get articles, and then Jonathan's analysis of those articles. And I know, Kristen, that you follow Jonathan, and I'm really glad that you do. It makes me feel good because he's really actually brilliant and awesome, and he's a great comic too. He draws, and I'm trying to get him back to drawing. He needs to. I said, you're wasting all of your beautiful. I know you're saying this, okay? But where are people going to go for facts on environment, climate, and global issues if everybody that is like us leaves? And Jonathan is a brilliant editor, so he doesn't want to give it up. So that's that. And I'm staying on Facebook for my family chat, my 90-year-old mother and my brothers and my kid. We all know it sucks, but we're still on there. So, all right. I am 4 minutes to an hour. Can you imagine? I'm not going over an hour. Look at that. Strega, I see you somewhere. Andrea P. Andrea P. Is Andrea P here? Andrea. Letter hack. That's tomorrow night. Andrea. There's Andrea P. There's a different. No way to find safety except in the community. Here and around where you live if you can. You know? I find people, I have some people. And not enough probably, but I had to go out and start my vehicle the other day because I never go anywhere, just to make sure the battery wasn't dead for when I have to go out. I don't have to leave here till the 22nd. And I told you all, I grow my own vegetables, all my stuff. I can it. I don't have to go anywhere because I plan. I do that. And of course, the only thing that's bad is that I'd get my cat food delivered, but oh well, can't all be perfect. Like they're going to be out delivering shit for other people, so they might as well bring me cat food. You're going to be away a while, but don't worry, I'll be back assuming society doesn't collapse soon. Oh, sweetheart, we'll miss you. We'll miss you. Hi, Loie. Oh, yeah, okay. I want to be modest. It's not me. I like to say it's the team around me. It's all of you guys. It's not me. It's just, I don't know. I could be Sally Field if you're old enough to remember Sally Field winning the Emmy. You like me. You really like me. No, she won the Academy Award. Okay. All right. I'm saying goodnight. And remember, if you want to donate to the Pasadena animal shelter, PayPal it to me, and I'm going to put it in our name. And look, whoever donates, I could literally put it in, put all the names in. So whoever donates too, I want to thank you all the channel members, everybody on Buy Me a Coffee. If it wasn't for you, I, couldn't do the channel. Really, I couldn't. So thank you. I'm glad we flushed last year now. Glad I decided not to say I don't want to do the show. Because I get like that. It's like, when you call in sick from work, you don't want to go to work. But then I'm here and I'm fine. So, and I made it through. Yep. And I love you guys. So I will see you tomorrow night, left past 10, and Friday night with Jim Massa and Elliot Jacobson, which is just going to be epic because they have never done a show together. All right. Peace out. You guys. Ernie, I love you, Ernie. Where's Ernie? Ernie. Wait a minute. Ernie was here. Ernie's Cabin. Don't forget to check out Ernie's channel. You will feel instantly better when you see his beautiful channel. Okay? Bye-bye. Gary Ballard. We are going to be doing something together, guys, by the way. Don't forget Gary. Okay.